got ourselves Yasha first up over for the team 2, with Irella's going to be up on team 1. We are missing 1 on team 1, but hopefully we'll be okay. My man Kreiser is on Among Us. I want to see how it goes with Huge Buttman taking the nap. Going to be Athaman. We got ourselves Antrax as well. Yasha waiting on until Survival Hunter is ready. The Hunter setting on the pet pretty early on. Going to be grenades popping in immediately as Yasha trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a setup. Going to be a blind to follow as Yasha takes a bit of damage. Aurella's taking a lot of holy damage. Big burst to follow. Oh my god, the amount of output. A Paladin can still do this quite a lot. Big health buffer over Aurella's as I do go on for fortification of the bear, giving him a little bit more health to work with. Acceleration used really early on, freezing onto Yasha as he's trying to go for a big old Crusader strike. As long as you can keep some dots and some pressure onto Yasha and let the pets kind of do work a little bit, you may be kind of okay. But Ares is definitely playing it super defensive right now. That is a ton of damage output by the Paladin. I honestly feel like that probably would have been kill if there wasn't that survival or fortification of the bear. For Arelis. Does go on for a chimeric poison to Yasha. It is going to reduce some of the damage and healing he can do for a little bit into a big coordinated assault, potentially big damage. Arelis trying to see if he can bust through those defenses. That is going to be shoulder defend himself for the Paladin with a hard to follow. Arelis may be in a bit of trouble. Definitely wants to walk away. Oh, definitely want to walk away from the shield whenever that's available. Definitely want to walk away from the thing if at all possible. That's going to be Fractal next. It is Fractal next. Trying to see if he can help himself a go versus Yasha. Ring of Frost to follow. Does he have himself a good setup? Trying to go for a big burst with Arcane Surge missiles to follow. With that touch of the Magi, if you can maximize the damage side of touch of Magi, potentially could have yourself some big damage. Mad output on Yasha. Man has to burn a bubble. What was that? That was no way that was touch of the Magi, right? Or was that all touch of the Magi? Was that just touch, just doing the most amount of damage possible? And big missiles to follow. Fractal has Yasha at no help whatsoever. Barrage could be really deadly. Does have a trigger for it to follow. Barrage, not enough to kill him, but pretty close. The man using the hand of free. The man using, what is it, Word of Glory to actually heal himself. Wait, hold on. Yasha actually heals himself. Flashlight Lights don't really heal you for a lot, but it's better than before. And the Healing Hands talent, which gives you a little bit more healing on your Word of Glory. The lower health you are, the more healing it does. That should be a lot more noticeable. At least before the dampening gets super sky high. As Fractal trying to see if he can avoid the Paladin. The man is going to have to wait until maybe the next go, but at least the Paladin does not have a bubble this time around. I think I have a play PvP. Yeah, I feel you. I'm feeling that. What's up, Crusader, my man? Still into Fractal. The man may be in a bit of trouble as Fractal does go in for a knockback and what look like all the time? Actually, no. It's something else. The animation with all the time, it kind of overlaps with the other animation that gives you like a damage proc. So I get confused by it very often. Polymorph onto Yasha as the man had wings for a little bit. Actually has full-on wings right now. In fact, I'm just trying to see if he can avoid him as best as he can. Just throw in a big judgment that does quite a lot of damage. But Fractal's over there with the Arcane Surge. Big damage. Potentially Yasha. Does the man survive? It potentially could be Arcane Base. Boom, go. Oh my god, Barrage. Touches the Magi. Still isn't ready. Man popped with a massive shield. What was that shield of vengeance? That thing did a lot of damage. That thing just popped off and the man died. Yasha potentially could maybe bring it back for his team. You're just having to fight 4, but someone is going to have to find a way to take him down. That was a lot of damage, surprising amount of damage, but Yasha making that Paladin work. Their burst has been reduced heavily, but sustained damage has been amplified by quite a bit. And I think that sustained damage may be better for them overall though. Another portal up for Facile. Yasha either needs to get in there and interrupt Facile from summoning too many demons. It's going to be a big tyrant. Yasha is going to be in a bit of trouble. The man has a Blessing of Protection, so may have to use Blessing of Protection against the Pit Lord. Actually, I think he may have to pop it, unless he just dies right here. And the demons took him down. Facile just summoning up a full army of imps and everything, and the imps are the ones that ended up taking him down the end. He blinded everything but a couple of imps. Chofip is going to be up next, which is Kreiser on a monk. All that pets, all those momentum is just going to be transferred over to the monk as he does go in for karma, trying to reverse the damage back into Facile as the man popped off a wall, fear to follow. Chofip got himself Zuen, got himself lots of potential damage here, but he's just getting constantly controlled with his fears back to back. Facile's taking a page out of Kreisbeth's book with those fears. He's going to go for a bit of a port to Chofip. Got himself maybe a bit of damn. I guess I should just call him Kreiser because it is Kreiser on a monk. Axos to follow. Cho is no help whatsoever. There's going to be a bit of a castle circle. Kreiser may be in a bit of trouble. He's trying to go for a bit of a defensive, but Facile may just have him here. Does he have enough damage? The Sims are doing work. The main pet is doing the damage. Hey man might be dead. Trying to go for Soothe and Miss. His main pet goes in. Blade storming around the corner. I think it's over. I'm barely alive. Man's living. He actually found himself a bit of cover. Soothe and Miss and a couple of Vivifies, keeping him alive, but the Demon Dogs are not going to make it easy for him at all. Got himself a little bit of heal with a Night Fade. Not really sure if that does anything at all. Fist of Fury right after. Leg sweep to follow. Barely no health. The Imps are still barraging you. One more Imp Bolt could actually take it down. You have no health whatsoever. Trying to go for Vivifies. Definitely add in that Soothing. Definitely add that Soothe. It's going to add you even more healing. Don't forget that Soothe. Axe stars by Facile. Demon Dog is to follow. There's no way Chrysler lives this one, right? There's no way, dude. Oh, no. Facile does end up taking him down. Demonology, man. Good the Demonology Pitlover build is still very, very effective. They did also change the playstyle where a lot of your damage doesn't really go from your pet with the Fellstorm. A lot of it comes from your Tyrant. So, like, even if you don't have, like, a big Tyrant playstyle, like, getting the Tyrant up and running is still highly, highly effective. Atherman going to be up next. He needs somehow find a way to fly past a Facile and bring it back for his team. We still got 3 more dudes over in team 2, so for Facile, it's a lot of people to get through stun from quite a range. You're going to be faster with the Dark Pack, maybe in a bit of trouble. Needs to use mobility to escape, and lots of damage for Athos. Still big output, big judgment. Oh, throwing in every hammer in the tool shed. That is so much damage. Paladins can still burst, man. Paladins can definitely still burst. They nerf your burst a handful of abilities, like the AoE abilities mostly, but they buffed your sustain. And like I feel like it's still impactful. It's just not super one-shotty. I'm going to follow Netheril, try to see if he can take down Atho. That's going to be a bit of an eye for an eye for Paladin as he's trying to reduce some of the physical damage taken and trying to get some counter damage towards Netheril. But I don't really know if it helps him out that much because it is quite a lot of that damage is just chaos damage. Doesn't even really count as melee or physical. Atho may have to burn a bubble here. Got himself a Battle Master Trinket just to give himself a little bit extra health. Stun on Netheril. That could potentially be a ball play. May just need to use a bubble. Bubble off of that hunt. Perfect opportunity. Denying Netheril any kind of healing from that hunt. Denying the damage initially and forcing a cooldown at the same time. Stun into the Atherman. May still be in a bit of trouble. Does Netheril take him out here? Double stun to follow with the Sigil of Fire. That's going to be a blind to Netheril. Has no escapes. Atherman still looking for a bit of recovery. Just throwing a big judgment. Looking for a flash of lights with a bit of Word of Glory. It's giving him a little bit of survivability. Wait, that's about no health. What? I'm sorry, huh? Wait, I'm sorry, what? What was that at the end? Hold on a second. Atherman with 2, Facile with 2, Yasha with 2. Paladin's on a rise again, man. What's going on? We did have a 1-man missing over on team 1, which is unfortunate. But hopefully we can get maybe 1 more in there and get us as a proper 5-man team. Exorcism! You literally exercised that guy. That's what that was? Hold on. I want to see how much damage Exorcism does for you. What does that tick for? How much damage does Exo do? Because that seemed like that was really good. I mean, it was just like a dot that ticked on the guy. How good is it? Or is it not good at all?